Hi guys, I'm going to teach you the basics of grounding when it comes to Ouija. Ouija is just it sounds French, but it is not. Ouija is actually just a coined term name for an Egyptian name. And what I don't realize is that it is a symbol of luck for some people, for some. But it's just a very interpreted mixed message if it's lucky or not. Based on occult stuff, everything in Hollywood you see, yeah, it's all fake. It really is. Like very much there's science behind this, there's pseudoscience, there's even somewhat metaphysical sciences, and you can even read books about this stuff. But most of the stuff that Hollywood you see doesn't support any of this stuff on this board. The only thing it will answer about that stuff is whether it's kind of true or not, or it'll give insight into whether what, is relatively prospectively insightful to that. However, the cool thing is too though, is that if you start to pick up on Ouija boards like when you're younger, and what I did very young too, you'll be drawn to different things. Like, your life, you'll notice it's not easy. It's not easy at all expressing to people that are not accepting of the differences that you have, regardless of what they think you should do. And you know, I believe in this time of age, though, we should understand, like, hey, so I wanted to go buy, like, a Ouija board down the street. I shouldn't have to go down the street and pretend that I'm not buying one and pretend that I have to hide one. Because, like, I mean, and that's kind of there's a message behind this, too. But because, like, if you think about this, why do we have something that we can buy that say, hey, we can raise demons and raise hell, metaphorically speaking? But like when it comes to the perspective of basis, like of protecting our rights, we go overboard. Maybe you're not, maybe that's just something that's overboard, like, violent actions. A Ouija board does not control anything related to that. A Ouija board does not have anything to do with anything. Look at it. It's literally just a piece of wood. How are you gonna hurt somebody with just a piece of wood? I mean, like, really, people get really crazy about this stuff, but, I'm gonna give you a enter beginning for, people to understand that, the Ouija board, it is harmless if you come in the fact that it is harmless. But if you come in the matter of the fact that you're coming in with something you don't like and you're not comfortable with, you're going to get sometimes an uncomfortable message or a mixed opinion. I'm not going to say everybody does this for a living or everybody does this on a daily. Like, I know some people do. And that's awesome. That is really awesome. Uh, yeah. But I really think that's really cool is that, being able to manifest what I want and desires on the board, to manifest, like, say, I had a dream last night or something and I was going to manifest that on the board. Everything I put on this board, it it goes into, it's like a little file. You send that file into the universe takes that and say, spirits and everything else come into contact with that. Then guess what? They understand what to do with it further. Probably more than you. The universe does not play games. The universe is not actually on anybody's side. Particularly, it's not on anybody's side. Source does not have, anything but love and acceptance, but it created a universe where anything could thrive. Because if love was love, love can be bad, love can be good. There's no hidden agenda with love. People will think though, I hate, like, how they will say, or, that word hate, perspectively, is that if you say, I control this, well, we should understand we control very little of what we think is ours, even our bodies, our minds, our egos, our attitudes. So, but yes. As I'm going to start out as, though, is if you think that if you keep your planchette on the goodbye, and it will go there, like, per se, you're using a spirit, it's not, goodbye is not always a goodbye. You can't say, hey, goodbye, like that. It's really rude. It is rude. You don't just invite somebody over and then quickly say, get out. It's just very rude and very nasty and mean. But however, if you get a lot of yeses, I'm not for sure if that sometimes can be sarcasm, but maybe that's maybe because it's more me, my perspective today. But I think though is that sorry, I'm giggling because it's kind of fun explaining this to you guys. Is that if you decide you want to have a really, really like the best experience ever in your life, you're going to get that. Maybe possibly even more, because like the Ouija board or spirit board basis is that it has a letter count, a digit below, or it can be as long as it's in this template, and yeah, actually it doesn't have to say you can get really creative too. You can actually put sigils on the parts that you want to lock in those energies in, but please make sure you ask permission when you lock those energies in, because it's almost like you're I'll give a little rough analysis. Say I invited a guest over, but I never would let them leave, and they wanted to go, but they couldn't because you trapped them. The same thing is done with saging sometimes for many people. Many people don't know that saging is a closed practice for people who are not part of that, culture, unless they get adapted into, per se. I mean, you could say I'm from South Africa. I'm not, though. I'm from California. And you could say that, hey, I want to adopt something that is from another culture. Maybe you can for some things, but when a closed practice is closed, it is not closed because they don't want you to use it. It's closed because they're protecting you. They're protecting your sanity and your addiction and your level of involvement, because necromancy is a huge service. It is a huge service. For a long time, even today, I'm still learning as of right now, is that I knew I was a necromancer at such a young age. I didn't know what it was though, what that word was called. I didn't even know how to pronounce it. I didn't even know that was a word. I didn't even know that talking to the dead was a real thing. To me, I just thought it was normal. Like around I have no idea what age. I have to talk to my mom about that. It was very strange. But she said I would go downstairs often at night and sometimes more in the afternoon and mid-morning, and I would stay down there. And, they said that they would get a little uncomfortable and I would be perfectly fine, Nothing ever happened within our family that caused anything bad, but there was other things, though. But that doesn't mean that energy did anything, because I respect that. Those are my guides. Those are my guides that I cannot lose, But, so, when you're starting the Ouija board, make sure you have a firm connection. Make sure you stare at, maybe you can stare at each letter or each letter you connect to with first. Say I connect with H. I'm connecting with H. Probably the feeling that H that I have is that H and F. So, for H or each and every. It's almost like you're playing Mad Libs. That's kind of a really funny way to use, but it's like a rhetorical Mad Lib questioning, but you're going on and on and on. Also, when you get very good, you actually won't have to, well, I'm not going to tell that to anybody because I don't think anybody can do that, but I don't know. See, that's why it's close practice. But I didn't choose to get involved. It literally chose me. Close practice chooses, so. But, the designs do give a little bit of a lengthy explanation. Is if you have a cool design, sometimes spirits like that. Sometimes they like different designs, different features. They do love some like flowers on the board, some like candles, some like incense that is not sage, some like patchouli, and some like really spicy stuff. Some like food to be given as an offering. I don't know any offering that is meat though, but yeah. I've seen a lot of offerings that I've done with, kombucha, incense, smelly good stuff, like essential oils, But I did just recently purchase something on Amazon that's getting shipped. I love clove oil. And hands down, yes, clove oil is really good. Clove oil is it. I cannot stop talking about clove oil. Like it's been I'm so excited to get it in the mail. I'm giving one to a friend if she wants it, but because she got me something in return, so it's cool. But a light in the background over there. Sorry, my room's I leave stuff on the floor, so you can see in that left little corner on the little mini table. I need to update some of my furniture because it's old. But spirits don't care how old or how much something is. They just care how much you value it. And more perchance, if you meet those ones, how much they value it, you're going to really make some good changes in your life. Like, you might go from a place that's really bad in your life. You could literally change everything with making a pact with them. But be careful, because not all pacts are, 100% guaranteed happiness. They're not a 100% guarantee. But life is the same way too. So, yeah. So I'm going to ask the board what would be a good recommendation for first grounding. It says, so I'm going to do this because this is easier. Let's try that. Okay. Get the Ouija board. And the first ground basis you should teach is calmness. It's about the attitude of your environment, and it's also that is true. Adam thinks the same. So there's two beings here. I don't know which one is, but I think one is raw. Hi. Yeah, it's... Yeah, okay, yeah. Could you tell us what a good ground basis would... Because I heard you mentioning love, and love is a good transcendent option for... Oh, let me not black the camera. Love is a good option, yeah. Yes. Love. Everything with love is number one. I haven't used numbers for a while, sorry guys, I've kind of messed up. It might have looked like I've been faking, but I'm not. How do you think you're faking? Well, I was given an advice from somebody who told me about, they told me that if you're truly interpreting stuff about a reading and you're truly doing a reading, it's going to sound bizarre and strange. Let that flow. Let it flow. You need to get it out now rather than 10 days later and it'll be at the worst, You never know. These readings that I do for people, I'm a psychic as well, but it's not going so well with my business. But, I have super goals in the future or something. Probably within the next 15 or 20 years, maybe even, whoa, that's pictures. Maybe even sooner. But, I think they're talking about his nature is very, adventurous. Yeah. So, I'm going to ask them without the plan check because it's faster. Every person knows that sage is good. It's unfathomable to say sage is a closed practice. It's not. It simply is not. Okay, well, I do learn things new every day, too, and I'm glad this is a good example. So, yeah. I love learning this stuff, so maybe I will buy some sage. Maybe I will. I asked my spirits first, but they said, hi. Now they're communicating. However, asking a spirit if it wants sage is like asking a friend, do you think your belly feels full or hungry? Okay, yeah, so some of these messages they're very, today is a very odd day, and I think they know that it's odd for them too. I don't know why. Something's odd. I think they finally reached out that they understand that I'm getting more vocal with my YouTube channel. So, I got to mention, though, thanks for Lilith. Thanks for Enki, because I didn't think that last time. Thanks for... I don't know why that's popping up. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't know. I mean, really, I don't know. Like, I just don't know if I should say that, but, like, that's kind of, like... empty words. Yeah. Deny them, and they are empty. Okay, well then, yeah. I want to say thank you to Blue Star Witch. Her channel, I literally just... I don't know if I actually subscribed. I cannot remember, but I'm going to. I'll remember. I just have a busy life. Trying to relax. But yeah, especially Blue Star Witch, but even more, especially Ryan Espich. I can't... Yeah. The name is very difficult. Maybe that's why I have difficulty pronouncing anything when I'm talking to favorites. So, because, you know, we live in a world full of bullies, I've got this. I've got this. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, what I think, though, is that we should really, you know, keep it on the low run, is that if we keep on fueling these energies, which I made a video that I tried to upload on YouTube a couple minutes ago. It was about, you know, that and that. Well, no, that and that and that. Yeah, so, but the thing was, why it was so annoying was that it was like, I wanted to prove to people without stealing their ideas, but like, I'm not really stealing an idea, it's just a method of more radical techniques. So, yeah, I proved it, and it was mad and angry, but then when it come to going and leaving, and it left perfectly fine, oh yeah, guess what? I had a hard time loading the video. I think that's really funny, because you think about it, like, I mean, I'm not a spiritual and scientific person. I use lots of science and data to back up everything, but like, if it chases, or, you know, after that idea and there's proof, then, well, let's find the proof. It could be like hundreds of years into the future, but I'm not for sure. But yeah, so later I'm going to be... You know what? I should probably make a playlist for you guys of what other YouTube channelers that I love to say are good with meditation and guides. Oh my gosh. I have to tell you guys, the first person who ever became my teacher for this was Pamela Erlin, and she was amazing. She was awesome. Like, I feel connected to her. I feel very, like, you know, deeply resound in the fact that I can trust this woman. Like, she's very nice. She's very sweet. She's very adherent. She listens to you. Like, she listens to the person, you know, who she thinks that isn't going to be listening to other people or even trying to listen to themselves. So she's like, hey, knock on wood, I respect you. I respect what you do. She's taught a lot about to me without me even paying for anything. So I just want to give back. Like, thank you so much, Pamela. You helped me a lot, and I love you. You're a good friend, and yeah, just thank you. And so I'm gonna end this session at the 20 mark. But yeah, big things in a aesthetic world is that you don't need to buy everything to be a Wiccan or witchcraft or traditional witchcraft user. You can use simple things. And by the way, I'm gonna tell you guys, you don't have to be a Wiccan or witchcraft person to do witchcraft, to become a witchcraft person. You literally can be a Christian and still practice this method. I was a former Christian, but I went out of the group because I noticed things were not as true to me. I didn't understand why these people, or, you know, my group of people did not understand that I just wanted pure love and freedom, rather than a list of commandments that I have to wake up every day and see on my wall and, you know, be like, oh, let's make sure I didn't do any of these wrongs. Check out the list. So, but I love you guys. I love you so much. And I love you so much. So, I think the word is... Where is it? Let me see. Yeah, let's just get this. Hink uter ad astra Adonai. Yes, so further into the reaches of the stars. Something like that, you know, all that good stuff. So, you guys have a good day and stay safe. I love you. Bye.